welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Sean. I'm back for another video. Welcome to Vlogmas. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my thoughts and opinions about why some successful, high-achieving women have a really hard time when it comes to dating. I'm going to be dispelling some myths and just giving you guys my thoughts and opinions on why this sometimes is the case. Now, I've seen a lot of successful women, whether they are somebody who has really made a true six-figure living from being a social media influencer, or, you know, just anyone, you know, celebrities, actresses, why so many successful women are single. I'm going to be talking about why that is, at least my opinion as to why that is. And I think, you know, to talk about that, I have to talk a little bit about the past first. You know, back in the day when women weren't making nearly as much as men, a lot of times a man could provide a certain lifestyle for a woman. You know, she was going to stay home with the children and tend to the house and all of that. And he was the one who was making a better living. And what he could provide for her, in addition to love, was a certain lifestyle. Making sure that she didn't have to worry about food and shelter and all those kinds of things. And making sure that she was able to not work and take care of the children. But as time has gone on, women have begun to really become successful. More and more of us are going to college and finishing. More and more of us are getting six-figure jobs. We're CEOs, we're CFOs, we're COOs, we're bosses, and so many other different things. And we're starting to make sort of a comparative income in comparison to men. And so a lot of men have this old school mentality where it's like if they can't provide certain things for you financially, they don't know how to love you efficiently. They don't know what else they can offer you. So when you're extremely successful and you have your own home, you have your own place, you have a savings account, you're able to travel, buy, you know, $1,000 handbags for yourself. When they see the kind of life that you're already providing for yourself, they don't see where they fit in. And dating and being in relationships is very much get in where you fit in. They can't see what they can provide for you other than money. And a lot of times they're so intimidated by that, so threatened by that, that they just let the relationship go or they don't pursue it further because they are just so used to only being able to give you one thing. And that is like, I can take care of you. So a lot of times some of these men don't know how to take the time to figure out what other ways that they can love you. But there's more than one way to love and provide for a woman besides financially. You can be her emotional support, her spiritual support. You can be there for her physically. Like, there's so many other things that a man could do for a woman besides paying all the bills. Of course, you know, we're going to talk a little bit about hypergamy in this video as well, because you guys kept asking me to speak about it as a Christian. But a lot of times men are threatened because they don't know what else they can provide for you. They don't know what else they can do for you. They don't know that they can also be a shoulder for you to cry on, be your support, be your strength. They don't even allow themselves a chance to get to know you well enough to see what other way they can provide for you. You know, it's just easier to be like, well, I'm gonna find somebody who needs me, because men need to feel needed and women want to feel wanted. We want to feel desired, want to feel loved. And so when a man doesn't see where you need him, he's out. And, you know, also talking quickly about hypergamy. As a Christian, I think that my stance on this is going to be a little bit different. I definitely feel like there's nothing wrong with you living hypergamously as a woman, in the respect that you're looking for a man who has more than you. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, where my take sort of differs from some of the other people on Instagram who are, you know, really promoting hypergamy is, I don't believe in you have to find some old man who you're not physically, emotionally, or attracted to in any kind of way at all, where you're using some man just for his money, where you're thinking that money equals happiness or stuff equals happiness. I'm not interested in that, because I don't care how many handbags you have. When you are lonely and you are sad and you are depressed or whatever, and you want somebody to talk to, a handbag can't do that for you. A nice house can't do that for you. A nice car can't do that for you. What I don't like about how some of these people are promoting hypergamy is it makes it seem like all you need is stuff and you're good. And then they also make it seem like you have to find an old, decrepit man to be able to get that. And I don't think that that's true, and I don't think that that's fair. Just because some of them may have settled in their relationships for an older man or just for the money doesn't mean that everybody else should. You can have a young man or a man your age who's also attractive, who is, you know, able to provide for you financially, that's not a unicorn, okay? I feel like a lot of times the way that some people are presenting this is if you have to give up the idea of him being attractive, give up the idea of him being young, or you being attracted to him in any way. And I feel like that's unfair, and that's causing you to settle. So on the one hand, they say don't settle, but what they mean is don't settle financially. But they want you to settle when it comes to like looks and attraction and friendship and all the other things. And I feel like you shouldn't have to do that. Wanting somebody who can provide you a certain lifestyle, it's not a bad thing. It's been going on since the beginning of time. The first thing that God gave Adam was a job, and the Bible talks about if a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. Yes, I believe that a man should work and that he should be able to provide for his family and all of that. But I don't think that that's the only thing that you should be looking for in a man. Now, it's up to you how high up on the list of things you want that is for you. But like I'm saying, I don't think that the idea of, that's all I need is bags and shoes and a nice house and all of that, that's not the key to happiness. There's more to life than bags and shoes and a nice house and a nice car and all that. And I'm saying that as somebody who has those things. Yes, I have those things, but I didn't feel like I had to settle to get it. And I also don't think that my husband is the last good man that there is walking around. I don't like that sometimes it makes people okay with the idea of settling. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess he got to be old, or I guess he has to be like 30 years older than me, or I guess he has to, I have to not be able to be attracted to him. Or I guess I have to dumb myself down. I guess I have to lie about how much I make. I don't like the deception part of it. But going into it where you both are very clear on what you want from each other and what he's able to do for you, I don't think that's a bad thing. And also, I think it's really important, if you're going to date hypergamously, that the man who you are dating or allowing to court you is someone who fully respects your role as a woman. The whole thing about hypergamy, it sounds like a new movement. It sounds like it's fresh and it's new and like it's never been done before. But the idea of a man providing for his family is as old as like anything else. It's not a new concept at all. Let's have a new fancier word to throw around to describe it, but it's probably what your mom and dad went through, and your grandparents and your great-great-grandparents and all of that. It's not new. It's just that along with the hypergamy movement, there's also been a rise of men who don't want to work and don't want to provide and feel like they're looking for an equal partner financially in a relationship. And it's like, that's where the disconnect has come from. I feel like there's a lot of men out there who feel like, if I work, she should work. But then it's like, okay, that's fine. But if you're expecting me to work the same 40 hours as you and then keep the house clean and then do all this for the kids and then cook and all that, it's like, no, that's not even a fair trade. Now, if I'm doing the same amount of work as you are, then you better get in here and help me with these dishes. You better get in here and help me with this vacuum, or help me with the kids and their homework. It's just that's how I feel like a lot of women get burnt out, is because you're working the same amount of hours, but he comes home and does nothing because he's the man. But then you're also exhausted from work and you're doing dishes and laundry and cleaning and homework and you're doing everything else, and it gets exhausting for the woman. Now, every relationship is different and every individual is different. That's why this whole sort of one-size-fits-all dating advice doesn't work for everyone. You may be in a situation or a relationship with a man, and he fully respects the traditional role of a wife and mother, and that's what he wants for you. He wants you to be able to not work and do what you want during the day, or he may also want you to be home all day and hire a maid and hire a personal chef, or he also may want you to work part-time and whatever it is. It all depends on what your mate and you decide. But the whole idea of this is how it is and it's just one blanket statement, it doesn't work for everyone. So anyway, that's my sort of basic thoughts on hypergamy as a Christian. I don't see anything wrong with the basic premise of it. You wanting somebody who's able to financially provide for you and your children. You want the flexibility of being able to, stay home with your kids and not have them be raised in like a daycare, or having somebody else care for your children. You want to make your own meals and clean your own house or whatever. I don't think anybody should make you feel bad or ashamed for whatever lifestyle you choose to live. If you choose to be a housewife and let your husband provide for you, there is no shame in that. If you choose to work in corporate America and work 40 hours a week along with your husband, no shame in that. There's also no shame if you decide to work 40 hours a week week and you still want to cook and clean when you come home. There is no shame in any of it. All I'm saying is that when a lot of men are calling that equal, it's not equal. If you're working 40 hours a week and so is he, and then he's still having all of these expectations for you and you're the only one that's exhausted. But again, it's different strokes for different folks, and it's all about what you and your mate want to do and how you and your mate want to run your household. It's just that everybody is like, this is how I do it, and you make it seem like this is how everybody else should. No, it's all about what works for you and your relationship. You can't take everybody's advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't care if it looks good for her. He might be a totally different kind of man. And who knows? He may have provided her with this fancy life and she doesn't have to work, but she's miserable. She can't talk to him because he's not a friend. So you guys know I'm a life and dating coach, and I'm giving my thoughts and opinions on different things as it pertains to dating and relationships. But you can't take everyone's advice, not even mine. When it comes to your big life decisions, I think that's a choice that you should make for yourself. Don't let somebody on a YouTube video tell you how to live your life. You don't even know what their life is like when the camera isn't rolling. Anybody can say, my life is perfect. Girl, let me see. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, just because somebody has fancy things or lives in a big house or has a new bag every day doesn't mean that they're happy. Stuff doesn't equal happiness. It really doesn't. Especially if you have all the handbags in the world and you can't stand your man and he can't stand you and you guys don't speak, and every chance you get, you're trying to stay away from him. Like, we don't define happiness for yourself. I think that's one of the main messages that I want to get across in this video. Don't let somebody else define it for you. Define it for yourself and do it unapologetically and do it without any kind of shame. Live the kind of life that you're proud of, the kind of life that makes you happy. All right, that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to thumbs up if you did. I have a new video coming out every single day up until Christmas, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for a brand new video in this Vlogmas series. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and comments below. I'd love to keep the discussion going, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until next time, later divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.